Hi Leo, welcome back. Leo, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and get started. So when I was meditating on the collective Leo energy, I just kept getting one phrase over and over and over and over again. And then finally it came through as a song. And I just kept hearing, I'm coming home, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. And then I realized as it started to play, I'm coming home. Come to my window. That's Melissa Etheridge. Come to my window. That was the song that was playing in the background. Now, some of you, Melissa Etheridge might be a sign for you. That song might be a sign for you. For others, it's just about the lyrics, not so much about the actual song or artist. But, and then as soon as that, as soon as I put together who it was that was saying it or where it was coming from, then the song started to play in the back of my mind. And most importantly, this part of the song where she says, I don't care what they think. What do they know about this love anyways? It's a really powerful song, Leo. And I know some of you are thinking that this is about another person, right? And for some of you, maybe, could be. But what I was being guided to say is that this is about you coming home to yourself. And what does society know about that kind of love anyways? Because society barely knows itself. But take it as it resonates. For some of you, this is going to be in regards to a relationship that you have in your life. But for a lot of you, this is more focused on your energy and what you're bringing to the table during this time frame. I had an image come to me, and it was from the movie Beetlejuice, actually, which seems a bit random, but whatever. I've been getting movies a lot in my meditations. I'm not really sure why. But it was the scene where, all of the main characters' sculptures come to life. And one of the sculptures kind of looks like a hand, and it kind of comes up behind the lady and holds on to her. And they were showing me kind of that feeling of entrapment, that feeling of restriction, like something getting a hold of you, Leo, or getting a hold of your emotions, and then having you feeling restricted or trapped in that emotion and that thought, whatever this is. And then they showed me it opening up. So I feel like some of you are kind of going to release yourself from some emotional bondage or restrictions that you put yourself in, maybe because you were wanting to appease, the outside world, another person, caring too much about if people would understand you, maybe holding yourself back or restricting yourself from doing some of the things that you would like to do to accommodate another. That type of energy, all right? Being released from that, releasing yourself from that, because I keep getting that lyric. What do they know about this love anyways? So that's kind of the images and songs that came through for my Leos. Don't mind my singing there, sorry about that, but you get my drift, right? I did get a law of attraction card out for you to get us started, and interestingly enough, it says, my most important relationship is with my source. So this says, Leo, there is no relationship of greater importance to achieve than the relationship between you and your physical body right here and now and the soul source God from which you have come. If you tend to that relationship first and foremost, you will then and only then have the stable footing to proceed into another relationship. Your relationship with your own body, with money, with your parents, children, grandchildren, and your world will all fall easily into alignment once you tend to this fundamental relationship with yourself first. Well, wasn't that what I just said? I mean, I feel like for a lot of you, it's much deeper than one relationship or multiple relationships, all right? This is more to do with the relationship that you have with yourself and how that kind of impacts the relationships surrounding you during this time frame, okay? So let's get deep. Let's go into it, Leo, and see where we're headed. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of water here. I think I got something stuck in my throat. So you have the complexity card. Very interesting start. So this does talk about being mystified, complications, contradictions, contradicting yourself, or having like attracting people into your life that always seem to contradict what they're saying, you know, and it makes you kind of curious how their brain ticks. And like I said, it's also talking about becoming more curious about how you possibly contradict your own energy at times. This is sometimes an irritating type of energy that requires a little bit of adjustment. So I did hear that Leo's going through kind of an adjustment period energetically. So, you know, sometimes that can feel a little bit uncomfortable when we're getting ready to shift out of some old ways of doing things, or old norms is the word that they gave me, into newer perspectives. So I feel that shift coming in for you. We have a lot planetarily going on. I'm sure you guys are aware of that, but we got retrograde energy and eclipses and another full moon coming up. So it presents somewhat of a challenge, okay? I feel, especially for my fire signs, especially if you have Sagittarius in your chart, but I just feel like take your time with this energy, Leo, because whatever the self-restriction is that's going on within the energy is going to be released probably around the time of the eclipse, but it'll be different for each of you. And then the card you got out here is the King of Wands. So this is you showing up. This is you taking leadership, you taking ownership, you taking responsibility, okay? Not backing away, not shying away, not putting yourself on the back burner, not putting your feelings on the back burner. This is you, you know, kind of standing in your own energy and owning it, all right? So I feel like a very powerful vibe coming from the Leo collective energy. And it's like, once you understand that you hold all the power within inside of yourself, there's really nothing that's going to hold you back, okay? Because when you stand in empowerment, Leo, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with, okay? So let's get some guidance cards out real quick and see. And I'm going to wait to the end to read this, but I'll tell you the title of it, and it says Receive. So we'll close the reading on that. And let's get into the tarot, all right? So I'm going to look at, Leo, your perception, your thoughts, what's going on within the headspace. Then we're going to take it a bit deeper, and we're going to go into the heart space, into your emotions and what you have going on there. And then we're going to see, you know, where this is headed, spiritually speaking, what's going on there. So starting with perception and the headspace, where are my Leos at? I just noticed too that this card on the bottom says choices. So I do feel like a lot of you have some choices to make during this time frame. It could be difficult. There might be some emotional confusion going on. Of course, the Two of Swords would come out while I say that, you know, but you're going to find a way through it, all right? Wow, I got way more cards than I intended, but you've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Two of Swords here, Leo. And then you have the Hangman and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like, Leo, this is like you kind of standing in your own self-worth, but then doubting yourself at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of back and forth going on within the mind. Of needing to see something from another perspective, wanting to be like loving, wanting to be open, and then at the same time, you know, sometimes like your doubts or like irrational fears creep in the back door, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel that your energy is getting much better at being able to reframe your focus, or to be able to see something from a different point of view, all right? So I feel like this doubtful, insecure type of energy is lifting for the time being within the thought space, which I think is great, because I feel like it's been very irritating to you. Some of you have felt maybe a little bit irritable lately. You know, might have closed down a little bit here, but I feel the energy opening up, all right? I did hear that your mind is getting ready to open up to different possibilities within relationships and different perspectives about relationships. And most importantly, like I said, the relationship that you have with yourself. When you think of yourself, Leo, how do you think of yourself? Do you think of yourself as successful, as desirable, as worthy, as loving, as kind, as giving? Do you often think those things about yourself? Or are you on the other end of the spectrum of, worrying how another perceives you, or maybe if you don't look good enough, or maybe you don't feel good enough, or maybe you worry a lot about your physical body, like where is your thought patterns at? And needing to pay attention to that, right? Because that dictates how you feel, and how you feel dictates everything, okay? So I feel like needing to take a look within when it comes to how you're thinking about things, because you got some things nagging at you, but like I said, it's more in the background, okay? So I do feel you're trying your best to pay more attention to like what's going well in your life, and being open to new ideas or new people, new relationships for some of you, and kind of this closed off energy releasing. All right, so if you had been closed down and maybe all stuck in your head, I feel you are transitioning upwards as far as your vibration goes as we go into this time frame, okay, as we go throughout May and June. I do think that a lot of you have love on the brain, okay? Oh, I have Rihanna now. I just triggered it with that saying, must be love on the brain. That's got me feeling this way. Some of you have love on the brain, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you had been taking some time to inner reflect, I feel you're getting in this space now of being ready to be open to relationships. And it doesn't have to be intimate. It could be to family, friends, just open with networking. But a lot of you are kind of opening yourself up a little bit more after a time period of maybe doing some spiritual they gave me the term spiritual research. I don't think you're doing research. Maybe some of you. After a period of time of going within, let's say that, all right? Some of you, if you've had partners that have made you doubt your worth, that's something to be looked at. That's something to be looked at, Leo. Because I do feel that there's some insecurities maybe around prior partners or commitments that had you seeing love from a different vantage point, had you seeing yourself from a different vantage point. So if you had attracted partners in the past, or currently now, if you're in a commitment, you tend to, I don't know, like your partner wants to focus on the negative, and you let it get to you, there's something to be learned within that, all right, Leo? Because now I'm feeling like the energy totally shift in a different direction. This might actually be kind of sensitive for you to talk about, right? I do feel like there's a lot of pride cushioning this situation, or cushioning you around relationships. Like taking pride in your family and your friends and your intimate partners. And so taking it really personal if they don't see you as you want them to see you, or maybe as you see them, and getting a bit insecure about it, and then kind of feeling like maybe you need to be different, or maybe you should change something about yourself. It's like, it's creating, or has created in the past for some of you, some insecurities to be dealt with. But it's like, that's just because, Leo, you are giving too much value to another person's perspective and not enough value to your own perspective. So it's easy for us to lose sight of ourselves when we start incorporating other people's judgments or perspectives into our own self-image. And this is a deep-seated issue. Now, some of you, this is like something that you may not even be like conscious that you attract to you, but it's coming from a space of not really always feeling that secure about yourself, and then getting evidence by other people pointing it out to you, which you're already kind of feeling sensitive about. And it's not really a reflection of the other person so much as a reflection as to how you're feeling about yourself. That's being mirrored back to you within relationship dynamics. For some of you, past intimate relationships where that was an issue, possibly. So let's look at the heart space then and see what you have going on there and go a little bit deeper. Temperance, the Emperor, the Sun. Dang. Yes, well, the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Here's some of that darker energy, but like I said, it's over here. So a lot of you have done some healing around that already. A lot of you have healed that. And I'm just kind of giving you validation that yes, you're on your way. You've got this. You're doing it. All right. So take it for what it's worth, because each of you are probably on a different part of the journey here. Some of you have already recognized that, you know, you had the light bulb go off and you're like, oh, okay, well, when I love myself, I tend to be more attractive. When I love myself, I don't tend to care so much about, you know, another's opinion, or I'm not as affected by it, you know. So in the heart space, a lot of you are gaining control. You know, and I feel like you're in this space. You know what this is giving me? You know, like how when a model walks down a runway and they give you like the mean face? You know, I'm not a model. That probably looked terrible. But you know what I mean? Like fierce, like determined. I feel like a fierceness coming up in the Leo energy, like walk, fashion, baby. And it really looks good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're exuding some self-confidence here. That's really interesting. Okay, so they gave me the term wallflower. So even if you're one of my wallflower Leos, right? Because sometimes Leos aren't always extroverted. But I was actually talking about this in one of my Facebook Lives last night, that even my introverted Leos, which are hard to come by, that are wallflowers, still energetically they stand out. Like they could say nothing, enter a room, and yet somehow their energy precedes them. So I feel like that is the energy you're embodying, Leo, during this time frame of like, you can't help but to have your energy precede you, whether that's in a good or a bad way, depends on where energetically you're at. But your energy is loud, even if you're quiet, you know, like that. Quiet and colorful. Okay. So I feel like this is you kind of taking charge of your space, of your life, and getting reconnected and rejuvenated and feeling really good. This is a lot of masculine energy. So even my feminine Leos, I just feel like, yeah, you're going to pack a punch energetically speaking, right? It's like I don't know how many times I can say this, your energy precedes you. You know. So the other thing about that though is on the flip side of that, say if you're in a low vibration during this time frame, say if you get stuck in this like insecure or self-doubt or uncertain energy, your energy is still going to precede you, meaning you could walk in a room, say nothing, and people will pick up that something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it will be obvious. It will be written on your face. So I don't feel like you're going to be able to hide where you're at energetically at all. whether it be good or bad. So best to just be honest with yourself about where you're at and how you're feeling, and not try to poo-poo it or make it something that it's not. Just own whatever skin you're wearing that day. You know, whatever energy you're carrying that day, own it. Now, some of you might find that you are attracting people into your experience that are very strong-willed as well during this time frame, okay? But that's kind of because that's the energy that you're giving off, all right, as well. So, you know, pay attention to that. Now, some of you might be literally coming home, okay? Something significant about coming home, because now I'm getting that again, over and over again. I'm coming home. I also got an Eric Church song where he says, coming home. Is that the name of the song? That could be the name of the song. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry, the song is coming through. Okay, sorry. It took me a minute. He says, this is an Eric Church song. I can't remember the name of it. He says, I've been gone for way too long. I can hear the song, and that's the only lyrics I've been getting. I've been gone for way too long. And then I keep getting a Jonathan Roy song, interrupting it. It's like it wants to go into the Eric Church song, and then it flips to Jonathan Roy's. And the piece of that song that keeps coming through is, I'm going to show you what I'm made of. This fire. Gonna show you what I'm made of. Oh, I've gotten that song before in readings. It's such a good song. 'Cause I can never be what you wanted, this fire. This fire. He says, breaking every rule that you put on me. Ooh! Okay, so some of you are coming back home to yourself, to the truth of who you are, and you're breaking the chains, for some of you, to a relationship. But if not, it's just not necessarily the physical relationship, but the chains of doubt and insecurity that surround relationships or a specific relationship, and just like releasing yourself from that, worry, from that uncertainty, all right? That is such a good song, and I cannot believe I cannot remember the name of it. I'm sure some of you would know it. Put it in the comments, please. And it's like coming back home to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like coming back home to feeling like yourself again, like your higher self, being in the positive aspects of yourself, reconnecting with that piece of you. Maybe after a time period of having to do some shadow work, or things feeling like they're very irritating to you or confusing to you, you know? It's like regaining leadership within your life, like that. Sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing, but the song keeps playing in the back of my head. Anyways, go check that song out. I've got to move forward. Sorry. Two of Cups, Judgment, Eight of Cups. Well, this is breaking some bonds here, okay? Some of you are trying, or being encouraged to release judgments that you've held against yourself or towards another, possibly, especially if someone created insecurities or fears within you. But I feel like a lot of you, like I said, this is more to do with internally what's going on with you and kind of releasing yourself from the emotional bondage that I picked up on earlier, and just like being done with dwelling there, being done with thinking it over, being done with judging yourself against it, and just truly releasing it and reconnecting with yourself, with your higher self. Some of you might have been like really desiring a connection or a reconnection in a relationship. And it's like once you let go of the dwelling and the fear around that, it comes in, like it pops into your existence, okay? Or you'll find that you no longer need a person the way that you used to need them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you needed someone to make you feel safe and validated, or you used relationships in that way in the past, then you're breaking free of that thinking and realizing that the only validation that really matters is the validation of oneself from yourself, But this is a powerful reading here, Leo. So like I said, I feel a lot of you, this is going to be around love and relationships, but, take it as it resonates. I feel like this is more about some inner work going on within yourself. There is happiness here. I love that. There's a sense of feeling in control again. There's a sense of, opening yourself up to love, or others possibly opening up to you. You might have a really important person show up for you during this time frame that allows you to kind of release some tension or bondage, or it's allowing you to release some sort of energy that helps you to move into like a new chapter of that connection or a new chapter in your life. Because now the Eric Church song is coming back. I've been gone. I've been gone way too long. Oh, it's going to kill me. Oh, it's such a good song. Some of you, especially for my single Leos, and if it's been a while, like with intimacy, you're ready to knock someone's freaking boots and socks off. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you could have someone feeling that way about you, possibly, Leo. But it's like, if it's been a minute, you're just like, bring it, Big Daddy, Big Mama, whatever, because that Eric Church song is like, I want to shake the walls of the house type of energy. Some of you have some sexual frustrations that you want to release. Some of you, that might be with the great releases, So let's see what the Oshos then has to say. Then I'm going to read your guidance card to you. This says, harmony, your inner voice, and healing. So, like I said, this is mostly an internal journey of establishing the relationship that you have with yourself, and listening to your inner guidance, listening to your inner voice, and healing coming in for you by virtue of doing that, okay? The guidance card that I got earlier, let's read that. It says, receive. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others, but now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. Wow. Yes, Leo. I mean, that's a good period on this reading. Period. It's your turn to receive. Your turn. It's your turn now. All right, Leo? So I'm going to leave it there. Zodiac signs that you might be dealing with during this time frame, or might be in your birth chart. Let me get the numbers out too. The number that showed up of significance was the number 6. That could mean something to you. But I have Taurus, Leo energy, Aries energy, Sagittarius, and Libra showing up. But it's a general reading, so it could be any zodiac sign. Don't get too caught up on that. Either way, I am wishing you the very, very best. If you resonated with this, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Don't worry, this is a new format, but the you versus them readings are totally not going away. Next round, we're going to do the you versus them. So stay tuned for that. If you want to check me out on Facebook or Instagram for more fun stuff, I do go live there as well. It's linked in the description box below. If you like the way that I dress, you can get a lot of my clothes for yourself. My sister's online boutique is linked below, avasophiaco.com. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so in the About section. Either way, Leo, I am wishing you the very, very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.